That's cool. I like that. Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Wait for you guys to get up in here, man. This thing about the fall. Upset, upset alert, man. Shawn Dale Winters went in there and got the victory over Alexander Teslenko. Teslenko, 16-0 heavyweight. You guys have heard me or seen me make a few videos about him. Jay Jerk was good, bruh. You guys see me make a few videos about Teslenko. He got stopped in the 5th round, man. Somebody in the comment section, I forget exactly which one you guys said this, but maybe you'll show up to the video. But when you guys were telling me that you thought that Teslenko could not handle it on the inside, you know what I mean? And I noticed that in his fight with Avery Gibson, and then the fight he had with Maldonado, that when he gets in close range, man, his European style kind of cracks away. That tall, fighting straight up, using the jab type of thing. When he gets in mid range, man, he kind of falls apart. And Winters was just putting hands on him, man. Now, when I watch Winters, I've seen a few of his fights on YouTube. I watched the what was the dude's name? Joe Jones. I think he fought. He knocked the dude out with a nice right hand. He pretty much is making Teslenko pay. Every time Teslenko left that left jab out there too long, he was coming over the top with right hands. You know what I mean? And then when he got close, he just would not let Teslenko rest on the inside. Teslenko, like a lot of taller, well, he's not necessarily a 6'7" type heavyweight, but he's about 6'4", 6'5", taller than Winters. A lot of those guys, when they get on the inside, man, they want to clinch, tie up, and hold, wait for the referee to break them, and then get back to boxing. And like I was telling you guys in the video I did yesterday, an example I keep using is the Ruiz versus Joshua. And that was when those bigger guys tie up, some of the shorter heavyweights will still be letting their hands go while they're wrapped up, tied up, waiting for a ref to break them. Some of these shorter guys would be letting their hands go. One thing that Teslenko did, man, is he let Winters outwork him, and that's a big no-no. Winters is 38 years old. Teslenko's 27. This is the same thing I brought up with the Huey Fury versus the Povetkin fight. I couldn't believe that Fury let the older man, in their case, somebody 16 years his senior, outwork him. It looks crazy, man, when you letting guys 10 plus years older than you outwork you. But yeah, man, Teslenko just gassed out. About round 4, he just gassed out. Even the first round, it was hard for him to kind of figure out Winters because he was doing the right thing, Teslenko, by using his jab, keeping Winters at bay. But Winter was kind of countering that by letting Teslenko think that he was out of range. And then as soon as Teslenko let his shot go, Winters would take a step back. So it was kind of like he was keeping the distance on Teslenko. Then he just started just walking him down. Left hand, right hand, body shots, over the top, double jabs, right hand, left hand, over the top, body. Started getting swelled up under the eyes, getting pushed back against the ropes, made him go on his back foot. Only answer he had was put the high guard up and try to wait till Winters got off. That was it. So, but like I said, you kind of seen a little bit of this in the Maldonado fight and a little bit of this in the Avery Gibson fight. You know what I mean? It's him kind of cracking a little bit in close quarters. All right, but shouts to Shawn Dale Winters. You know what I mean? He's the new NABA. I know it's a minor title, but he's the new NABA heavyweight champion. The last people to hold that title, I believe it was Jarrell Miller versus Bogdan Dinu. They fought for that NABA title. So, hey, man, hopefully you can get him a name opponent. One more nice payday for him. You dig what I'm saying? Or maybe Tesla. And even when Teslenko went down in the 5th round, his team, they just stopped the fight right away. His corner jumped in, just stopped. Didn't even give him a chance to get up. They know their fighter. Maybe they seen that he was just out of it. If he did get up, it'd just been more damage. All right. Maybe Teslenko can get a rematch. You know what I mean? I think that'd be good for him because this is a fight he was supposed to win. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna leave this fight. I see you guys joining in. I'm gonna get to you guys in a second. I'll leave a link to this fight in the comment section. But yeah, man, maybe he can get a rematch with this guy. You dig what I'm saying? And try to right his wrong, man, because this guy was already labeled a journeyman type fighter, so it'd be kind of crazy for you to need another warm up against a journeyman type guy to fight a journeyman. You dig what I'm saying? But Shawn Dale Winters went in there and put hands on him. You know what I mean? And oh yeah, before I get to what you guys got to say, man, Carlos Takam picked up a victory. He had to go 10 rounds, 10 full rounds with Craig Lewis, which I knew was going to go to decision. I knew Lewis was going to give him rounds. Didn't get a chance to check out the fight. Cannot find any footage, but Carlos Takam did pick up a victory over the tough, savvy Craig Lewis. Craig Lewis has been in a lot of Deontay Wilder training camps. He fought Junior Fa tough. He fought Jermaine Franklin tough as a pro and as an amateur. Craig Lewis was a really good USA amateur back in the day, man. So no surprise to me that Takam had to go to full 10 with him. As far as where Takam goes now, you know, maybe he can get like I don't know, a fight with David Price or something like that. Takam to me is at a point now, man. He's had his title shot opportunities. You know, he's been on some marquee type of cards over in the UK. He had the fight with Chisora, a fight where he was winning, and then he ended up getting stopped in that fight. I think Takam may be at a point now, man, where they put him in there as a name against somebody that's up and coming, or somebody like like a Otto Wallin, you dig what I'm saying, or Adam Konowski, or maybe like even a fight like with a Charles Martin, something like that, man. I would like to see Takam in one of those type of fights. Wouldn't mind seeing him get in there with one of the up and comers. You know what I mean? That can, if he can get a victory, can boost him up a little bit. But right now he's had his title shot. He's been in there with some name guys, Pavekins and the Tony Thompsons of the world, things like that. But I think he may be in a position where he may be coming as the name opponent, but kind of as an opponent. Wouldn't mind seeing him and Tony Yoka. Ain't they both from? I think they're both from France. I wouldn't mind seeing them fight. And one more thing, Otto Wallin and Tyson Fury. Now I did my post-fight reaction to that. Technically, one thing that I seen Wallin do early is he didn't go head hunting for Tyson Fury. He targeted the body with the jab and straight punches to Fury's body, and I thought that was key to some of the success that he was having in that fight. Is he target the body, and something D Style. Shout out to my man D Style Boxing. Go subscribe to his channel. He brought this up in the chat on the live I did yesterday about the fight. And he said that Wallin was not falling for Tyson Fury's feints. And that was a good point that D-Style brought up, because I totally agree. Fury has a lot of success when he can get you falling for his feints. He'll feint you, and then he'll come in with the double jab or the straight right hand or the body shot, or he'll feint you, step back, lean back, feint, triple jab. He'll do that type of thing. He was having some success against Wilder. He was making Wilder flinch a little bit and put the high guard up a little bit in that fight. He totally threw Vladimir Klitschko off with all the feints. But that's something that Otto Wallin, out of everybody, didn't fall for. You know what I mean? And I am seeing some of the comments, just, you know, been seeing a lot of comments about the fight. Some people, Otto Wallin did better than so-and-so, this guy, that guy. Styles make fights, man. You know, styles make fights. And like I said, man, props to Otto Wallin, but there's no way in the world you would have told me that he would have had that much success. I'm seeing some fans say, oh, it's because he got cut. I mean, guys, listen, man, like, this is the fight game. We can't keep saying, it's like with the Joshua and Ruiz. Oh, Ruiz only beat him because he caught him with a temple shot. Oh, Otto Wallin only had some success because he put the gash over his eye. Yeah, he punched him in the fucking face. This is what happens. That's like saying, oh, he only beat this guy, or this guy only beat this guy because he got hit with a body shot. Oh, this guy only beat this guy because he couldn't deal with his jab. Like, yeah, he got punched. It's a fucking fight. So yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, obviously the gash made the fight a little bit different. It's the fight game. It's not like he headbutted the dude or elbowed him in his face. He hit him with a fucking punch. You know what I mean? So I mean, you know, had Luis Ortiz knocked out Wilder when he caught him with that, I believe it was a right. What did he catch Wilder? Was it a quick right hook he caught him with? But anyways, I mean, will we be saying, oh, Wilder only lost to Ortiz because he got caught with a counter? Like, I mean, this is the fight game, man. So yeah, you want to get punched, get cut, get stunned, get buzzed, get hit on the temple, the nose, the jaw, and everything else. You dig what I'm saying? Did Muhammad Ali only lost to Ken Norton because he had his jaw broke? I mean, come on, y'all. All right. And I'm disagreeing with a lot of people saying that Otto Wallin only, won 2 rounds or 3 rounds, or he didn't do anything. Nah, man, he won a lot of rounds, man. He wasn't whooping Fury's ass in those rounds, but he was eking out a lot of rounds just based on, to me, he was just out hustling Fury. and he was landing more telling shots in the few of those early rounds, and threw Fury off a little bit, man. Marcus Johnson was good. Mo SK says Dillian White would kill Wilder. Okay, based on what? Uh, and another thing, I don't even know where that came from, bro. The title is it doesn't even matter. But based on what though? I mean, you can say that, but based on what? How would he kill him? St. Cruising was good, brother. Teddy B, Midwest Sports Talk. Hold up, Teslenko lost. Yes, he did, bro. To Shawn Dale Winters. Got stopped in the 5th round. Mo SK says Dillian White will be vindicated. Okay. Hopefully they try to vindicate those fucking gloves that didn't get checked by the commission, right? Hopefully they vindicate those too, right? Tommy Temper says, big up, Mr. Boxer Day. That's what's up, bro. Nathan says, caught the Teslenko finish, heard he gassed badly in the fight. Yeah, he was gassed and he just got outworked. He let a guy 11 years his senior outwork him, bro. Jay Jerk says, Mr. Boxer, real quick, Terrence Crawford said if Tyson had been anybody else, the fight would have been stopped. What's your take? I mean, possibly. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have surprised me. But it was a nasty cut. It was a nasty cut. Scrapbook Boxing was good, bro. Y'all go subscribe to my man Scrapbook. Mo SK says Dillian White wasn't on PEDS, on the cereal box where it says contains traces of this, that. What got found in Dillian's system? Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. You come here talking about Dillian White. All I know is he had a sample that came back from UCAD, and I heard nothing about that. Yes, I know VADA cleared him, but UCAD said he had a dirty sample. Yeah, I don't even know where Dillian White's where this is coming from, bro. But yeah, whatever. If you think he's gonna be vindicated and he's done nothing wrong and he's being picked on, then that's fine, bro. That's what you think. But tell me how he's gonna kill Wilder. Break that down for me. And the shit he got that was allegedly in his system, that just don't pop in there by accident. All right, so let's cut the shenanigans, man. Nathan says Otto Wallin versus any out of Martin, Hammer, Washington, Brazil, be decent. Yeah, I like those fights. AZ says Teslenko's gassed out badly. Winters turned pro late, but look, they're like more experienced guy. Well, I know that Winters has some amateur fights here on YouTube. I know he fought some amateur fights out there in Chicago. So he had a few. Yeah, he has some amateur experience. I'm not sure exactly how much. St. Cruiser says that classic European stand straight up has major flaws, but Vlad made it look easy. Yes, and one thing Vlad did that a lot of these guys are not doing on the inside is Vlad knew how to. Emmanuel taught him the Lennox Lewis thing, where you use your weight, lean on the guy, tie him up, lean on him, push him back, tie up his left arm so he's not letting hooks go. Some of these dudes are literally standing straight up in the clinch like a damn ironing board. They're standing straight up like a door in the clinch. They're not leaning and trying to push their weight and grabbing and tying up the left arm for the left hook or trying to negate the uppercut. Nothing. They're just standing there like this, looking at the ref like, are you going to break us? Come on, man, break us. Boom, punch in the face, punch in the back of the head, punch in the mouth. Look like goddamn cardboard cutouts, man. Straight up, bro, they do. Scrapbook Boxing says, very true, great point. Tied up opponents should away work on the inside. I just brought it up. Jay Jerk says, so he gassed like Isyu or Mansoor gas. He gassed badly, bro. And it looked like he came out, fought hard, and then he kind of ran out of ideas. And as he was running out of ideas, he was getting tired and getting punched in the face. Punched in the face, hit in the stomach, punched in the face. Nathan says, Isyu retired now. Yeah, Isyu retired after his loss to Rosansky, the guy that stopped him. He retired after that fight. He actually left a post on his Instagram. He gave a whole detailed post. It was kind of emotional post about him just not him not wanting to prove himself in this manner, meaning in the boxing ring. You know what I mean? So Isyu was somebody who I thought had a lot of problems too, man. St. Cruisin says, let me see what St. Cruisin had to say. Damn, hold on, St. Cruz. I just seen. He says Teslenko had poor conditioning. I thought he might be better. He definitely looked better. You know, should he fought Juan Good? I thought he looked good. I thought he looked good against Juan Good. I thought he looked good against some of the other journeyman level guys. Avery Gibson made him work, which wasn't surprised because Avery Gibson is a tough motherfucker. Another motherfucker that's been in some wilder camps, fought in the World Series of Boxing, represented the U.S. Gibson is, a tricky little journeyman to fight. Um, and then the Fabio Maldonado fight, and Maldonado's a guy that made Oscar Rivas go the distance as well. But guess who was able to stop Maldonado? Michael Hunter. I'm telling y'all, man, Michael Hunter got some sneaky pop, man. I'm not saying he's probably the top puncher in the division, but that dude got some sneaky pop, man. Um, Scrapbook Boxing, my man says, jab that like button for Mr. Boxing today. Great work. Appreciate that. Yeah, man, y'all give me one of them Larry Holmes jabs to that like button. Let me see here. Jay Jerk says, Andrew Luck, now him. Nathan says, lost heart for boxing, he said. I think you're probably talking about Issue. AZ says, how did Takam look? AZ, I didn't get to watch that, man. I know he just went 10 rounds with Craig Lewis. I just seen the results. I tried to look up footage, couldn't find any footage. So any of you guys do see some footage, please link it to me so I can watch it, and then I can convey what I thought to you. You know what I mean? We can work as a team with this. Jay Jerk says, is Malik Scott considered a gatekeeper? I think by most fans he would be considered a gatekeeper. Because usually guys in his position that was in title eliminator type fights, or probably got title shots and lost title shots, has experience over 30 fights or whatever. You know what I mean? Most pundits and fans would consider those guys gatekeeper type of status. However, though, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to beat them. Still got to go in there and win the fights. You know what I mean? But I think most would consider him that. But Malik Scott is very skillful, man. I know people say, oh, but he ran from Ortiz. I'm just talking about his skill level as far as being a boxer and fighting off the back foot. Malik Scott is very skilled. Nathan says, Takam dominated over 10 rounds. I heard, not seen fight. Okay. But I knew it was going to go 10. I knew it was going to go the distance, the duration of the fight, though. St. Cruiser says, okay, he's talking to Scrapbook. Nathan says, where's Malik Scott? I've been seeing Malik doing a lot of training. If you go to his Instagram account, he's been he trains a lot of people, not necessarily professional fighters, but I've seen him just train people. So I'm not sure if he I know he trains a lot of people, just put it that way. I've seen him training random people on his Instagram, and he's in a lot of camps. He was just in the Povetkin camp. Yeah, he was in a Povetkin camp, because when I heard he was in that camp, I was like, man, that's great sparring for Povetkin, preparing for a guy like Huey Fury. So I knew he was in Povetkin's last camp. Malik is in a lot of camps. So you can make a pretty penny, man, being in a lot of camps and training people on the side. So there you go, Nathan. Yep, I seen that too. Nathan just brought it up. He says Malik, last seen him was training with Parker. Yep, I seen him train with Parker as well. He's in a lot of training camps. Seen him training with Junior Fa. I've seen Malik Scott training with some every goddamn body. You guys are like saying it right what I'm saying. St. Cruiser said the same thing. Malik Scott would make a great trainer. He knows how to fight, but never had his heart in it. That's what St. Cruiser said. Jay Jerk says, how does St. Cruiser not got a wrench, man? YouTube is tripping, man. Yo, I know I've gave a lot of y'all wrenches, man, and YouTube is just taking these damn wrenches away. It's like every time I come back, S. Clayton, let me see. S. Clayton says Fury looked poor, but will improve for Wilder like he did against Klitschko after poor performance against Hammer previously. But you know what though, man? Christian Hammer isn't the easy. I know what you're saying, bro, but Christian Hammer just isn't the easiest guy to look good against, though, man. I mean, you can ask Povetkin and you can ask Luis Ortiz. He isn't just the easiest guy. Although I know Christian Hammer did get knocked out viciously against Marius Wack. Wack landed a big right hand on Hammer, but he's not just the easiest guy to look good against. Dominic Hardy says Wallin came to win. Yes, he did. Arjun Gunsby was good, bruh. I'm good, man. I'm good. Nathan says Otto Wallin versus Charles Martin would be a decent in my opinion. I like that one. Um, IA 56 ML says Wallin should take on Hellenius now. See who is number one in the Nordic. Yeah, that'd be a good Nordic heavyweight scrap, man. I actually did a video before. I think I gave like my top 5 Nordic heavyweights. That should still be on YouTube, but I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I know they were talking about Granat trying to fight Hellenius and shit. Why not have Wallin? Wallin beat Granat and he just had a decent performance against Fury. I think that'd be a good fight for him. But Hellenius though, I'm not sure though, man, because Hellenius just got knocked out against Gerald Washington. Actually, in my neck of the woods, he knocked him out here in Minnesota. Hellenius got knocked out by Gerald Washington, so why not try to go after Gerald Washington? You know what I mean? But yeah, though. But technically, Wallin lost the fight, so it'll be 2 guys coming off losses. So I think that'd be a good scrap. And we'll see how much Hellenius has left, man. He's getting kind of long in the tooth, though. AZ says cut was there because Wallin punched Fury in the face. It's a part of the game. Thank you. People are saying, oh, but if he didn't have the, it's like, what do you mean if he didn't have the, I mean, if that's the case, we might as well just say, if this guy just didn't punch that guy, he would, he wouldn't have had a bad fight or he wouldn't have lost. Or I mean, it's the fight game, y'all. So that's just going to happen. Dominic Hardy says I sparred with Shawndell to help him get ready for that fight. Glad he got the W. Oh, that's what's up, Dominic. I didn't know you was in there sparring, bro, and I've seen you quite a few times. Maybe you've mentioned that to me and I just overlooked it, but I didn't know. Dominic Hardy got some sparring in with Shawndell. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And I knew he had a right hand though, Dominic, because I seen it in the Joe. Was it Joe Jones? I think the dude name is Joe Jones, but you know who I'm talking about. The guy was undefeated, and Shawndell hit him with a right hand and got him out of there. And I knew he had a good right hand. Some decent outboxing type skills for a shorter guy, but I knew he had a good right hand, and he definitely showed it because Teslenko kept leaving that jab out there a little bit too long, man. Arjun Gunther says, but Tyson showed his balls in the fight. I'll give Tyson Fury props for not trying to find a way out of the fight, which would have turned against him because according to what I heard, had the fight been stopped like that, it would have been due to a punch, would have been a TKO. However, though, I knew there were it wasn't quite clear to what his corner thought because they thought it was a headbutt. So I'm not sure if he conveyed that message to Fury or did Fury know it was a punch. I'm not sure. But what I do like though is Fury wasn't trying to find a way out the fight. I'll give him props for that. Some people might say, oh no, fuck that, man. No, but there's a lot of fighters that try to find ways out of fights when a cut happens or something's not going right. They'll try to find a way out. And Fury definitely wasn't trying to find a way out. Actually, he did the complete opposite of trying to find a way out. He turned up the heat. He tried, his sense of urgency went up. He didn't get Wallin out of there, but you can tell that he knew that, all right, man, I'm kind of walking on the fence here. I need to turn this up. Couldn't get Wallin out of there, though, but I'll give him props for attempting that. Because there's a lot of dudes, champions or not, that try to find a way out. October 4th says, great boxing talk as always, Mr. Boxing. Keep up the great work. Appreciate that, October 4th. Nathan says he gave Wallin 4 rounds. St. Cruzan says he had a 7-5 Fury. That's what I said. I had about 7-5. When I heard the 116, 112, I was like, all right. But 7-5, 7-4, 1. If you had it 6-6, I have Fury just eking it out, like 7-5. I think I gave Wallin 12. I gave him 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 12. And round one I thought was debatable. So 7-4, 1, 7-4, something like that, man. If you had a 6-6, I don't know if it was a draw. I mean, but I've been seeing a lot of people think it's a draw, you know what I mean? But the shit was competitive, man. It was competitive. Arjun Gunther says he had a 9-3. Gunther also says, guys, the only man who can beat Wilder is Fury. Well, I guess we'll see, man. Styles make fights, and I don't know, man. One thing I do know that's for sure and for certain is the more you keep fighting, the more of a chance you have to lose. So I guess we'll see. October 4th says the cut changed Fury's tactics and approach a bit, but it's like you said, it's a part of the game. Arjun Gunther says Wilder will demolish AJ and White. I think he'll knock both of them clean out. But I think style wise, White will always be. White is the type of dude where he's always willing to take chances. You know what I mean? So you always got to give him an opportunity, even though he doesn't look technically great in every fight. He's always willing to take a chance, whether that's wing big left hooks or overhand rights. Even when he's dead, sloppy, messy, tired, he'll still take chances. You dig what I'm saying? Whether it's for good or for bad, he'll still take chances. And he has a good left hook that you gotta respect. I don't give a damn who's in there with him. Wilder, Fury, Josh. I don't give a fuck who you are. You have to respect his left hook. You have to, unless you will be knocked the fuck out. Mark Blake, what's good, bro? AZ says I had it 8-4 Fury. Fury is a lazy boxer if there is no danger. Yeah, he can get kind of content with his work. He can admire his work a little bit. Sometimes he can spend a lot more time on his showboating than actually, trying to get the guy out of there. But yeah, he can get content at times. Mike Johnson says Shawndell, great win. Teslenko, he should get his rating. Let me see here. Nathan says, okay. Gorga says Ben Davison said that Fury and the team knew something wasn't right during the warm-up because he was slower and heavy-footed. Well, man, after a performance like this, they all going to say that they noticed something before the fight. You know what I mean? Oh, I can tell by the way, he had to use the bathroom 2 more times than he usually does going into a fight. Or I can just tell by the way, he was breathing going out to. I mean, and they could be right. But whenever there's a bad performance or a loss, there's always something they're going to say that they seen prior to the fight, in the locker room, in the hotel room, when he was putting on his trunks. I mean, they're going to say a lot of shit, man. So, yeah, it is what it is. And you know what, guys? I think, let me see here. AZ says Fury definitely did look slow there. He couldn't, maybe it was because of Wallin's southpaw stance. It probably threw him off a little bit. Maybe but what I'm thinking is Wallin was not falling for those feints. Fury can really start working you over if you fall for his feints. Wallin wasn't falling for him. So it made Fury kind of get off straight away instead of feint, and then get off. Because when he's feinting you, he's getting his feet in position as he's coming forward with the feints. Because he kind of stutter steps, and he'll go to the left or to the right. He gets his feet set. Then he lets quick punches go. Wallin wasn't falling for any of the feints. Arjun Gunnaby says Mr. Boxing Today 2 is the best channel on YouTube. I appreciate that, man. Trap House Boxing. My God, what's good, Trap House? IA56ML says Adrian Granat also quit after Wallin fight, works in as accountant in Malmo now. Damn, I knew he was accountant going in, or I knew that he was an accountant years ago. So, you know what they say though, man? I've heard old school trainers say stuff like this, and I don't necessarily agree 100%, but I can get what they mean by it. Whenever you have some fighters that already have a fallback, that already have if this doesn't work, I got my college degree, I can go into banking, or I can go into some type of management or ownership or things like that. Some trainers and fighters question guys like that. You dig what I'm saying? Now, some of you may say, hey, what's wrong with that? The guy has a fucking plan B. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you got a family, you got kids. And so thinking about it like that, yeah, but some fighters and old school trainers, they think that guys coming in and already have a plan B probably won't take it that extra limit. You dig what I'm saying? Or if they get knocked out a time or two, they say, you know what, I'm calling it quits. I'm done with this shit. Or if they get a big nasty gash over their eye, they'll start thinking about, well, shit, man, you know what? I got a job as an accountant, man. I don't really need this shit, man. Like, You know what I'm saying? I already, I won 15 fights or whatever. This ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? But I wonder if Granada come back, man. I wonder because he's still pretty young, man. What is Granada? Only about 26 or something like that. He's not that old at all. You know what I mean? But hey, man, if this sport isn't for you, or you think your plan B is a lot better than getting punched in the face, go ahead and work your job, man. Because this is the last profession you want to be in, and your heart's kind of, you're really not into it. This is the last sport you want to be in. Because who wants to take punishment like this? Uh, Let me see here. GG says, "What's good? Salute. Appreciate that, man." Mike Johnson says, he says, Winters seen him drop 2 times in one of his fight, came back, same round KO. His opponent, Winters can crack. Yeah, Winters did his thing, man. Nathan says, wonder on next move of Ajay Cabello just signed a top rank. Good question, bro. Good question. Yo, he dropped his EBU title. He would have had to fight Joe Joyce. So when that happened, this was like 2 days before the news with Top Rank. I'm like, man, what does he have in the works? Because why would he just drop his EBU title like that? He had this in the works, Top Rank. So shit, man, maybe he can get him an Otto Wallin. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, Otto Wallin versus Cabello, and that's a fight actually that I brought up before. You know what I mean? Over the last year, Wallin versus Cabello was a fight that I brought up. So maybe a fight like that. Maybe Jarrell Miller. I know Jarrell Miller has got some praise from Bob Arum, you know what I mean? So maybe, and I heard that Miller and Arum are kind of in some talks right now, or Miller and Top Rank, you know what I mean? So maybe Jarrell Miller versus Otto Wallin, you know what I mean? Or I'm sorry, not Otto Wallin, but Ajay Cabello. Ajay Cabello. Pulev is out there, but I know Pulev is trying to, steer clear and, and he wants his IBF title shot. But shit, I mean, see if we can bring Oscar Rivas. I know Rivas has fought on ESPN before the fight. You know what I mean? I know he's fought on ESPN before against Brian Jennings. So who knows what Cabello has in the works, man? You know what I mean? Maybe he can get, if Parker is able to beat Chisora, maybe try to get some with Chisora. I mean, not just, he's already beat Chisora, but with Parker, maybe get a fight with Parker. You know what I mean? But we will see what Cabello has, what him and his team has up their sleeves soon here, man. Trap House says, Michael Hunter looked good Friday. Hunter is definitely going to be a problem. Yes, he is, Trap House. I agree. P Money was good, bro. Don Hearn says that there's footage of the Teslenko upset. Yes, there is. I'll leave it in the, I'll leave a link in the chat, or in the link in the comment section when I upload this video, bro. But it's a link of the whole card. So it's like a 4-hour damn video. So it's like towards the end. You know what I mean? But I'll definitely leave a link to it. Kurt Anderson, Kurt Sugar in the building. He says, peace, family. I appreciate that, Kurt. Nathan says, Hunter is a very solid guy. Be tough for a lot of guys. I agree. Trap House Boxing says, Hunter called out Povetkin. Yes, he did. He wants that Povetkin smoke. And I think he beats him because he definitely would not do what Huey Fury did. And what is that, Mr. Boxing? He would not let Povetkin outwork him. You cannot let somebody 16 years older than you outwork you. That's just, it can't happen. Unless you're just a scrub-ass journeyman, a guy that's coming in there, literally getting knocked out every other fight, does not belong in the ring. You cannot let guys 15, 16, 10, 12, 13 years older than you outwork you in boxing. It's just, it can't, especially at heavyweight, it can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. But if Hunter is a loser Povetkin, it's because he's just going to get clipped and knocked out. It's not going to be because he got outworked. I can bet you that. King Louis the Boxing, what's good, bro? Y'all go sub to King Louis, go sub to Trap House, man. Let me see here. Ronald Finkley, my brother, he says Big Baby Miller should be fighting people like Dubois, Michael Hunter, F.A. Jack, but at this point, his stock has plummeted. Yeah, it's definitely not a good look, yeah. Definitely not a good look, I'll say that much. But, bro, since he still has that O He still has that O. He can still have that. He still has that clout to where he can say, "Hey man, I'm still undefeated though." I know what you're saying as far as his stock though, but he still has that O, and in today's era, that O can take you a long way. You know what I mean? It can get you in certain situations that a fighter that has. All right, back like I left something. I did leave something. I left y'all hanging in the damn chat, but yeah, YouTube tripping right now. But yeah, man, I think Big Baby still has that leeway to where he can, or that cachet where he can say, "Hey man, I'm still undefeated. I'm still a name," and who wouldn't want to have Jarrell Miller on their resume in this era? Yes, I know with the drug thing, but 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now, the guy that beats Miller first, and takes his O away, they're going to get credit for it. You know what I mean? So I still think he is in a position where he can try to get a fight against at least Charles Martins. Not so much against the guys you're saying like the Dubois yet, but in like another year or two. And but I guess it just goes to, how fast do these prospects want to be pushed? But I think Miller right now is still looking for a decent payday type fight. You know what I mean? Whether you or me or whoever thinks, or wherever anybody's opinion is about that he doesn't deserve it or he shouldn't get it, I still think that's what he is pushing for. You know what I mean? Let me see here. Arjun Gunlapy says in his opinion, he thinks Fury will outclass Wilder in the rematch. Well, I know if Wilder comes out super aggressive like he was in that last fight, it'll make the fight a lot more difficult for himself. But if he's patient and he's using his jab and he's trying to set things up and aim at that body too. You know what? That's something that I always think about with Wilder having such a devastating right hand when he hits you anywhere up here. You know what I mean? Whether it's here, or wherever. I always thought like, man, why doesn't Wilder try to target that straight right hand to the chest, to the stomach? You know what I mean? I think it'd do a lot of damage if he were to do that. You know what I mean? But shit, he's been getting the job done. So I guess who am I really to say, right? The dude's undefeated. But I think he could be much more effective in his already great attack if he were to target the body a little bit more. And I seen him land a good left hook on Luis Ortiz in their first fight. And I was thinking like, man, why don't we go to that left hook a little bit more? But with a guy like Ortiz, though, man, he'll probably let you land that knowing that he's going to counter it the next time you throw it. Ortiz, one of them guys, you can't get into the continuity of doing the same thing over and over and over. He'll start to pick up. He's a counter puncher. He'll start to pick up on your routine, and he'll start taking advantage of you. James Daggs, what's good, bro? He says, this is why the best have to fight the best, not scripted. Roderick Thompson says, salute Mr. Boxing, salute to you too, bro. Daddy Jaha says he had it a 10-8 round in the 12th for Wallin. Well, put it like this, bro. I definitely, the dude definitely got hit with a left hand. I believe it was a 2-minute and 18-second mark, and he didn't want no more the rest of the round. Chris Smiley was good, bro. Smiley was good. My man Trap House says that's what it was. The feints, and Fury knew that Wallin wouldn't stop coming forward, so he had to get aggressive to win. Yep, he went old Fury on us. He went the Fury that fought Cunningham and the Fury that fought against Nikolai Further. And what was the other guy? There's a few guys that he fought like that against, and he was fighting aggressive. Yep, Ronald Finkley did get 50 stitches in that eye, man. Let me see here. D. Madrano says Jarrell Miller versus Christopher Lovejoy. Have you heard that? Have you heard about that? That's gonna happen? Yo, Lovejoy, hey man, I like Lovejoy's attitude, man. He be on Instagram popping shit, man. He be talking a lot of shit, but the dude's undefeated with a lot of knockouts. Big dude. He's a big dude, man. I wouldn't mind seeing Lovejoy get a crack. He's been somebody that's been calling out Joe Joyce. He be talking shit about a lot of fighters, man. So shout out to Christopher Lovejoy, man, out there in Cali. But I won't mind seeing him get an opportunity. You know, you never know what you got till they get in there and fight. That's why you fight the fights, y'all. And it just feels good that a lot of these dudes who I was doing prospect watch videos on are having some success. Because sometimes when I was doing some of these videos, the last, prospect watch videos over the years, man, people be like, man, why are you doing videos on this dude, man? Why are you doing videos on fucking Otto Wallin? Why are you doing a video on Michael Hunter? Why? And I wouldn't get many views on them. You know what I mean? Because I keep telling dudes, look, man, there's more to the division than just the top 10. Now, I understand those are the most important guys, and they're the guys that grab a lot of the headlines and to get you a lot of views on YouTube. Totally understand that. But bro, nobody's going to go unscathed in this era. I know Wilder's undefeated right now. I know as far as no losses, I know Fury. But the more you keep fighting, the better chance you have of losing. So we'll see. I could be wrong. Maybe Fury or Wilder, or maybe one of them does finish their career undefeated. But Rocky Marciano is the only person in heavyweight to really do it, man. So it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? That's why you fight the fights. This is why we have up and coming prospects. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm glad to see a lot of these guys get some success. And then there's some guys who I had higher hopes than other guys that have retired already. Israel Gano and Adrian Granat were two of the top 5 guys in my opinion at the time I did the videos as far as prospects. And look how that turned out. Otto Wallin, I thought Granat was better than him. You see what I'm saying? I think there's much more parity in the division from top to bottom than most of us think. Look what happened with Joshua and Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened with a lot of those type of fights, man. You know what I mean? So I'm loving it right now, y'all. I'm totally loving it right now, man. Renee Salcido says Fury was exposed. When he fights with urgency, he has no power. Yeah, yes. He definitely isn't, some huge knockout artist, though. I'll definitely say that. Renee Box Young says, yes, several big names were drug cheats, Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders, White, etc. Renee says, man, if Wilder hits his opponent's chest, the opponent will have a heart attack and die probably. Well, I know he'll definitely get their damn attention. Eric Jenkins was good. All right, Arjun Gunapi says, I got to go to dinner. It's late here in India. All right, man. Appreciate you staying up watching me out there in India, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. Renee Box Young says, Mr. Boxing, great content. You come from a different angle, unique point of view. I appreciate that. Chris Smiley says, keep doing the prospect videos, mate. Certainly will. Scrapbook says, he's talking to somebody. D. Maldrano says, I heard Fury KO Lovejoy at the gym in Vegas before Swatch fight. You heard that? I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about that. If that's true, I'm not sure if it's true or not. So don't let me get the line. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I did not hear that rumor until right now. But I'm not sure if that's true though. Trap House says, would love to see Fury hit the canvas. Imagine what the outcome would have been. Shit, well, them damn scorecards, bro. I think he would still want a split decision. Renee Box Young says, I remember I sparred a guy almost twice my weight and size, hooked to my stomach, made my heart rattle, man. Got hit. Got hit with air up that way. Hell yeah, took the motherfucking steam up out you. Took that motherfucking air up out you.
Nigga, remember that one day was sparring downstairs, you almost knocked me out?
Oh, with that body shot hit you with? Oh, GG says, Fury susceptible to the overhand right. He squares up in the pocket and lowers his left hand, loses concentration when the pace picks up. Hey, shout out to my man BC. I don't see him right here, but all right, y'all, we're back. But BC was saying that he thought that Fury was susceptible to left hooks, and what punched opened him up and got the gash? The left hook, a left hand. I'm sorry, left hand. And then what shot hurt him in the 12th? A left hand. Renee Box Young says, so are you all buying the whole Fury bad trainer narrative? Look, and I said this in the live yesterday. Guys like Andy Ruiz, Michael Hunter, Tyson Fury, when you have guys that have been literally fighting since they were 6, 7, 8 years old, been in gyms their whole life, once they reach the age of like 30, they are who they are. Now, you can probably get them in the gym and try to sharpen up things or work on this or fine tune that, but you're not really going to change them. They are who they are. Tyson Fury is who he is right now. Maybe his father or his uncle can get more out of him by because they know him since he was a kid up until now. So maybe they can see when he's not working hard enough, or they can see when he's not getting enough sparring, or they can see little things that maybe Ben can't see. But I think right now what Tyson Fury wants is almost like a friend. He wants like a friendship. He wants like somebody that's going to motivate him in different ways. Maybe he thinks that he can have the last say when he's with Ben. I'm not really sure. I'm not there. Regardless of what they say in interviews or the clip you seen when they were getting filmed, I'm talking about when there's no cameras around. How's their relationship? I don't know. They can tell us, but we don't know. We're not there. So Tyson Fury is who he is. It's like when he fought Wilder, the dude was a great trainer, right? A lot of people thought that Fury won the fight. He's a great trainer. Now he goes in there and has fucking trouble with Wallin. Let's get rid of the trainer. You dig? Look, man, styles make fights. Styles make, and Wallin made it complicated for him. I don't think it would matter who was in his damn corner. Tyson Fury came out, fought the Tyson Fury fight. He tried to feint. He tried to do what Tyson Fury does. It wasn't like he went in there and fought a whole different fight. He went the lefty to righty. I've seen him do that before in other fights. He tried to use his feints. I've seen him do that in all his fights. When times got rough, he tried to get rough. I've seen him do that in all his fights. It's just the dude came in. Wallin came in there and gave him some work, man. All right, Renee thinks he got exposed. Renee also asked me, Mr. Boxing, how often and when do you go live? You know what, Renee? There's really no rhyme or reason, bro. I've been on YouTube. I've been making YouTube vids for 10 years, 10 years. So I was a lot more active the first. I've been kind of on and off, man, but I say 2016 to about 2016 and 2017, those years, I was literally one of those guys on here that was making anywhere from 4 to 8 videos a day. Like a month ago by, I have like 175 videos up in 1 month. But now I'm to the point where I've been here so long, bro. To me, I go live. There's really no rhyme or reason. I may pop up and go live tomorrow. I may go live in 2 weeks from now. But I'm still trying to put up some content, at least weekly, at least a few videos. But there's really no rhyme or reason. I don't have no set schedule, time, or date when I go live. And I haven't been as active as I've been in recent years. You know what I mean? But I'm still here though. You know, and with me right now, it's not so much quantity as far as videos. I used to be quantity. Now it's just, I think my word goes a long way. And right now it's just more quality. So I just give you some quality stuff. Try to have a roundup, a wrap up of about 5, anywhere from like, 3, 4, 5, 6 heavyweight fights. Do one video instead of doing a video every day. 3, 4, 5 videos a day. Which is nothing wrong with that because I used to do that, but just don't have the time for it. But I'm still here though, man. You dig what I'm saying? So no rhyme or reason. Let me see here. Chris Smalley says Fury wants to be his own boss. Ben Davison suits him these days. That could be it too. Maybe he wants to, like I said, maybe he wants to have the last say in these training camps. You know what I mean? Because I think if he's with his father don't seem like the type that's going to let him have his last say. But that's any father. You dig what I'm saying? If I was training my sons, or even when I do train them with different sports, I have the last say. I'm the goddamn dad. You dig what I'm saying? But this is different because this dude's grown. He's a grown man now. He's not a little 11-year-old or 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. You know what I mean? This is a grown ass man. So, but still though, man. But you've seen it not work with some father and son tandems. Joe Calzaghe and his dad rode it out to the end. You know what I mean? You've had guys like the Mosleys. They got to a certain point and they broke away. You know what I mean? And go on and on and on. The Mayweathers. I mean, you go on and on. All right, but I'm not sure what it is besides, I guess, being motivated by this young fella that Fury wants him in the gym. You know what I mean? Leo Dono, my bro. See, Leo Donald even don't have a wrench, man. I know I gave Leo Donald a wrench. Hey, when this is over, I'm going to go to the archive and I'm gonna wrench you guys up, man. That's been here faithfully from my first channel from 10 years ago till now. A guy like Leo Donald should have a wrench. I don't know what YouTube is doing. I know I gave him a wrench before, but anyways, my man Leo Donald says, late to the party, bro. Was good. What do you think is next for Jarrell Miller? Still mentioned by fighters and on good terms with promoters and willing to work with him despite his failed test. I seen him leaning on Eddie Hearn's shoulder. I seen a video. I seen a photo of that. You know what I mean? So, and Eddie Hearn had a smile on his face. So I obviously could still try to get, matched up with Eddie Hearn, fight one of those matchroom type guys, Povetkin, or guys that are at least affiliated with matchroom, like a Povetkin. We'll still love to see him fight Dillian White. Joe Joyce been talking shit to him. I've seen them going back and forth. You know what I mean? If he's with Top Rank, should get a fight with Otto Wallin. Who fucking knows, man? But Jarrell Miller, again, I know he had the drug situation, but his name is still out there and he's still undefeated and he's still marketable. And he's still somebody where you will want him on your resume. You dig what I'm saying? Where you could be the first to say, hey, I'm the first person to whoop Jarrell Miller's ass. You dig what I'm saying? So, I guess we'll see, man. Maybe fight the winner of Chisora versus Joseph Parker, something like that. Who knows? I'm not sure if he's going to go in there and try to go journeyman level first just to get his name back out there. Hey, I'm back. Look at this performance I just had. I just sparked this dude out. You know what I mean? Then jump in there with somebody that's more of a name, or is he going to go right into a fight with somebody with a name, which I think he should be. It's not like he's been out of the sport for, 3 years or some shit like that. That fight with Joshua would have took place this year, a few months ago. So it's not like he's been out, and I'm sure he's been doing some type of. The dude's an athlete, so I'm sure he's been doing some type of training. I'm sure he hasn't just been sitting just on his ass. So shit, I say get him in there with somebody that's a name right now. Why wait? Rory Tabori says, shout out to Hunter. I'm looking forward to him beating up on Povetkin or whoever steps up next. I think that'd be a good fight. He called him out. Chris Miley says, Joe Kozagi, best fighter to come out of Britain. Joe Kozagi was a good fighter, man. I always wanted him to stick around a little bit longer. I want him to stick around and at least to take on the winner from that Super 6, which was Andre Ward. But that was something that I wanted then. Obviously, he didn't do it. But yeah, Joe Kozagi, awkward. Didn't turn over a lot of his punches, but hey, that worked to his style. Quick punching guy from awkward angles, tough chin. I think his chin was a little under, even though he did get dropped against Roy and he got dropped against Hopkins, and who else dropped him? Somebody else dropped him, man. Did Eubank drop him? Somebody else dropped Kozagi, but the dude was tough though, man. Chin as far as being able to get the fuck back up. At least he didn't get just knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? The dude got back up and won fights. Kozagi was good, man. The win against Kessler. I mean, the dude was a good fighter. Kozagi was solid. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Up in the chat was good, man. He says, hey, Mr. Boxing was good, bro. Chilling, man. Just getting my boxing fix in like a junkie, right? We're all boxing junkies. Eric Jenkins says, Mr. Boxing, Fury's dad, mad, or he said, well, I'm sure you mean to say made great points. Fury has to be accountable for his camp. That's true. I really hadn't heard it. I knew his dad was upset about how things went, but I'm not privy to everything that he said, though. So maybe I need to go and see what Big John's talking about. But yeah, man, Fury's at a point right now. The dude's been a unified champion. Some people still look at him as lineal champion. Yeah, you have to be king of your own camp, man. So whatever did or didn't happen, that's on Tyson Fury. But shit, from the eye test, looked like he did have a good. Some people say he looked slow in the fight. I don't know, man. The dude came in 8 pounds lighter than he did against Wilder, so he was in shape. I'm not putting no excuses out there for Fury, man. So whether he had Bart Simpson in his damn corner, I don't give a fuck who he had in his corner. It's on him. Let me see. Leo Dono says, I'm liking the sound of Hunter versus Povetkin on the AJ Ruiz undercard. Me too. AZ says, I hope Pulev will have a fight by the end of the year instead of waiting for his mandatory till May next year. And whoever he fights, I hope it's somebody that at least has, because Bogdan Dinu, I mean, again, Dinu made that tough for Pulev, right? Even gave him a cut. But, hopefully it is somebody that's noteworthy and we're not getting a Kevin Johnson or a Samuel Peter type of opponent, man, or a Bogdan Dinu type of guy off a loss. So hopefully it's somebody that's, coming to win a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing a fight guy like Andre Fedosov. Fedosov is a guy that fought Brian Jennings. You gotta go watch that fight. Fedosov also fought Mario Heredia and some few other guys. He actually won the Boxino tournament. I think he won the Boxino ESPN tournament in 2015, I believe it was. But fight somebody like that, man, not Joe Blow the journeyman. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to see that. Even if you're trying to preserve your mandatory spot, I don't want to see Pulev versus Joe Blow the journeyman. Leo Dono says Tony Yoga in action this week. European or Commonwealth title shot could be close for him. Yeah, I can definitely see that. All right, y'all. My man Ike Oyegun jumped up in here. He says Michael Hunter is looking good as a heavyweight. Yes, he is. Chris Smiley says people forget Peter. He says people forget Peter and John Fury can't get visas for the USA. Just remember that. Oh yeah, that's right. They are having some issues. Then didn't one of them have an issue with Huey when they were trying to get that fight to be in New Zealand? I think when they were trying to get Huey versus Parker in New Zealand. Didn't one of them have a visa issue for that as well? My man Tropout says, man, Fury's family always concerned for Fury unless blows out his competition. Every time Fury's in a real fight, they push the panic button. That's true, man. It's like, so I'm thinking they're just expecting for him to go out there and just, like you said, blow people out, or they think that he's just so much head and shoulders above everybody else. I don't know if they're just taking that, I don't know, man. But yeah, like you said, though, it's like, but that's what a lot of fighters, though, Trap House. A lot of these fighters get hurt or get knocked down or get stunned. They want to change up everything. To me, it shouldn't be based on one fight. It should be an accumulation of things that you've seen, not just that one fight. You had a bad fight, fire everybody. Nah, it should be accumulated. Now, if there's been years in a row where it's like, dude, even though you've been winning some fights over these last years, this shit been looking kind of tacky. Then you could probably step in and try to change some things here and there. But Rory Tabori says, I think Ruiz might just be the right style to beat Fury soundly if he just had a little faster feet. Well, shit, Otto Wallin don't have the fastest feet. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying, and because Fury also brought this up that he can tie his hand behind one back and behind his back and beat him with a jab. No, I don't see that. Dude has very fast hands. He likes to target the body, and maybe Ruiz can compensate for not having fast feet by slowing Fury down to catch up to him. The first few rounds probably because he's gonna have to deal with that length and deal with that movement. But hey, man, you hit a motherfucker in the stomach a couple times, you know what I mean, or enough times, them feet gonna slow down. That motor's gonna, you know what I mean, it's gonna be hard to turn that motor over. You dig what I'm saying? So you work that damn body, cut off that ring, and sneak shots over the top. And when Fury, because Fury likes to hold, if Fury doesn't have an answer for Ruiz on the inside, he's gonna get fucked up on the inside against a guy like Ruiz. My man Dominic Hardy says Fury's cut might delay the Wilder rematch, which opens up to the possibility for Wilder to fight the Ruiz Joshua 2 winner. That'd be good. And you know what? Fury, and it's because he got that big check from ESPN and they wanted him to fight, some journeyman level guys and shit like that. But Fury didn't want the immediate rematch, man, and that kind of put a sour taste in a lot of our mouths, man. Like, he didn't want the shit immediately. And I know it was a business move by ESPN and Team Fury. You know what I mean? But I thought that rematch should have been happened. Instead of Fury versus Wallin and Wilder versus Brazil, we should have just had the immediate rematch. We should have been had it. You know what I mean? So this cut kind of is like, damn, they're almost like karma a little bit, man. Let me see, my man. I'm gonna answer these last two, man. I gotta get out of here, y'all. Trap House says, I also thought Wallin should have took a page out of Hunter's page and took a knee when Fury was doing all that damn leaning. Yeah, yes, Hunter did do that in his fight. Instead of letting you rest on my back and all this shit, I'm gonna just take a knee. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to wear out my legs. You know what I mean? So that was a good, smart, savvy thing to do by Hunter. Um, Wallin could have utilized that as well, but he didn't. As Clayton says, Fury jabs Ruiz head off. By the way, keep up the good work, Mr. Boxing. I appreciate that. James Davies says John Fury wasn't happy with the fact he was fighting Wilder in December. Damn, look like John Fury ain't happy with shit. He ain't happy with a damn thing. Leo Donald says, I enjoyed the spells of Fury being more aggressive than usual, reminding me of the early days when he would brawl rather than move. Thank you, Leo Donald. I just brought that up earlier in this live stream, how Fury went old Fury, like the Fury against Furtha and Steve Cunningham, McDermott. I mean, a lot of fights did he fall like that. But hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all showing up. I went an hour. I was only going to do about 20, 30 minutes, but like always, I end up doubling what I'm saying I'm going to do on here. But I just want to give my opinion about those heavyweight topics, man. Teslenko getting upset by Shawn Dale Winters. Wanted to touch on Wallin and Fury a little bit stylistically. And Carlos Takam picked up a victory over Craig Lewis, went the distance. All right. So until next time, y'all be easy. I'm gone.